So race 10 of the meeting, out of 24 today here on Heats Day. It's Heat 2 for Minimax. Let's run you through the starting order. So it will be exactly the same as we had for Heat 1. It will be the same for Micro and Mini for all three heats. So where they qualified is where they start for each particular heat. So Mies Huben, once again, will start from pole position. Lorenzo Lanzara from Italy alongside Lisa Billard and Tom Strehler from France and Latvia. That is row number 2. Mats van Rooyen from the Netherlands and Germany's Marlon Di Salvo. That's row 3. Switzerland's Tino Sidler and Italy's Brando Badoni. That is row number 4. And completing the top 10, it is Lithuania's Tomas Rudokas and Poland's Igor Kuzinski. And rounding out the 6th and final row, completing the 12-strong grid, it is a double Dutch delight at the back of the order. Mick van den Berg in the 129 and Jake Menton in the 131. So they've just completed their sighting lap and they're now on their formation lap here in Italy. So, as always, very nicely controlled by Mies Huben and Lorenzo Lanzara. They want to get this start phase underway rather rapidly. So, it is Huben, Lanzara, Billard, Strehler, Van Rooyen, Di Salvo, Sidler, Badoni, Rudokas, Kuzinski, van den Berg and Menton. That is your order, your starting order here in Adria for the next one. So 7 minutes on the clock. Red lights on the starting gantry. The 12 drivers in Minimax make their way onto the start-finish straight. Are we ready? Are we steady? Well, it's about time to go racing, and a good start by those at the front of the field. And again, I think Lisa Billard, she's got herself up into second position again. A lightning start from the French driver already, like we saw in the first heat. And on this particular occasion, looks like Lanzara might be a little bit further behind and looks to be possibly down the order. Not too sure, but we'll find out very soon indeed. But some good battling, and it looks like Lanzara is down in 5th, I believe, because Mats van Rooyen, so the drivers now, Lisa Billard makes her way up into second position, Mies Huben leading initially, and then it looks like Tom Strehler's up into 3rd place. 4th, it looks to be Lanzara, that will be the Paralin chassis. And then Marlon Di Salvo rounds out the top 5, Mats van Rooyen drops down to 6th. Igor Kuzinski's got past Tomas Rudokas as it's nearly a 3-way scrap for second position, and that means that Billard's lost out to Tom Strehler, and very much the case. Lorenzo Lanzara has got past not just Billard but has got past Strehler, and then here comes Mats van Rooyen from the Netherlands, who's ahead of Marlon Di Salvo. Billard looking to get past up the inside of Tom Strehler going through turn 5, and then there's the switchback from the Latvian. Getting ultra close. And there is Van Rooyen trying to go up the inside of Strehler as Billard makes it back into 3rd position. And again, textbook of what we saw in race 1. Mies Huben is starting to stretch an advantage. And he had pretty much the same advantage after the first lap, which is about 5.5 tenths of a second. We're about to complete lap 2. Make that probably the best part of over 8 tenths, I would have said. 0.898, and he puts in a 55.421, does the young Dutchman. But now Lorenzo Lanzara has started to pull away from the quartet battling over 3rd. So you've got Lisa Billard, Tom Strehler, Mats van Rooyen and Marlon Di Salvo. And I think Marlon Di Salvo just got the switchback on Mats van Rooyen, who retaliated straight away going through turn 5. If you send it in really deep going through that corner, you're going to open the door for the cutback attack from the driver that you've just overtaken. And that is proof in the pudding just shown right there. However, Igor Kaczynski, unfortunately, has dropped all the way down to stone dead last. Jake Menton has made up a couple of places. Menton made it up to P7 by the end of the first heat, and now is looking a bit handier around here at the moment. Let's see what happens here. So Menton is ahead of Mick Vandenberg and Igor Kaczynski as the battle for 4th position between Toms Strele from Latvia and Mats van Rooyen from the Netherlands is swapping more times than I've had hot dinners. And that's saying something, to be completely honest with you. But Marlon Di Salvo from C4 Racing on the FK chassis, the Formula K chassis, is not too far behind. And there is Mats van Rooyen up the inside of Strele, going for 4th position and gets it. So a good job there by Mats van Rooyen to try and keep things nice and calm under the surface, but paddle like heck, like a duck underneath. Like if they're treading water, for instance. But Mies Huben getting away a little bit. 1.2 seconds is the lead that Mies Huben has over Italy's Lorenzo Lanzara in this second heat. Remember, the winning margin between them was 3.858 seconds at the end of the first heat earlier on today. It was the first one that kicked well, it was the second race that really kicked things off well and truly. But top 10 covered by just over 5.7 seconds. They're rounded out by the Netherlands' Jake Menton. So some good battling up and down the order. As there is the 123. There is a move on, I think that was Mats van Rooyen, I believe, there. So that looks to be that Marlon Di Salvo, I think, has gotten past, because Tom Strele from from Latvia has gotten past. And has now gotten up into 4th position and will start to chase down Lisa Biard on the Kart Republic chassis 119 entry just up ahead. So it looks like Rotax and Sidler were going side by side into turn 1. And that was very, very close between the pair of them as Marlon Di Salvo defends against Mats van Rooyen. So Sidler and Rotax were battling away. I think Badoni could be a little bit further back from them, as there's a nice little move there. Tino Sidler on the inside of Brando Badoni, running on the Energy chassis, representing the Food Drivers team this weekend. A lot of very much a Tron-esque style livery there. A lot of bright cyan blue and a lot of dark black there, not just on the front Nassau and the side pods. As this battle here for 4th place really heating up right now. That's allowing Lisa Biard to get away. Mies Huben leads by 1.867 seconds with just under 90 seconds to go on the clock. And Di Salvo is closing on Toms Strele. And there is a move possibly by Badoni on the inside of Sidler. Move happens. Tino Sidler trying to respond. Youngster from JJ Racing. Trying to get past the Italian on the 109 as there's more switcheroos happening there. And that was a great move there by Toms Strele to get past Marlon Di Salvo, who managed to get himself up into 4th position. And Mats van Rooyen nearly had a sniff at an opportunity there, but couldn't make it happen. So we're into the last 45 seconds of this race. And there is Jake Menton, who's now getting into this fight because Tino Sidler's got past Brando Badoni. Menton fancies a piece of the pie as well, as Badoni looks to the left-hand side of Sidler, slots in behind before the final right-hander that puts them onto the start-finish straight. All 3 drivers get their head down. We're now on the penultimate lap of this race. Mies Huben leading now by 2.2545 seconds. And it's all a good thing when drivers like this are putting on one hell of a show. So Huben leads. There's the battle, and it looks like Di Salvo's got his way past Tom Strele, and Strele was trying to get the cutback offensive to power around the outside coming out of turn 5. But Marlon Di Salvo was absolutely resolute and said, no, you do not. You are not getting past. But Di Salvo's just run wide, I've just seen. So that could open the door for Tom Strele to get back past, and that's happened. That's one thing you learn very quickly in the younger categories, because now Mies Huben goes on to the final lap, 2.68 seconds ahead of Lorenzo Lanzara. Lisa Billard still rounding out the top three. A good performance from the French driver at the moment. And now here's the battle for fourth, fifth and sixth on the final lap. Tom Strehler leading Marlon Di Salvo and Mats van Rooyen. It's going to come to a head very shortly. But will Marlon Di Salvo have a bit of something extra in the arsenal to get past Tom Strehler? Well, with corners and time, fast not on his side. They're fast going by the wayside for Marlon Di Salvo. He'll probably have one more opportunity. But in the meantime, Mies Huben once again has dominated proceedings, and whilst everyone's been battling, he's gotten away and scarpered like a scalded cat on a hot tin roof. And Mies Huben takes the checkered flag, 3.071 seconds ahead of Lorenzo Lanzara. Lisa Billard rounds out the top three. Tom Strehler takes the battle for fourth position into his back pocket, taking fourth ahead of the Netherlands' Mats van Rooyen and Marlon Di Salvo from Germany, who could have been in fourth position at the end of that race, but it was not meant to be. Thomas Rudokas from Lithuania, Tino Sidler from Switzerland, Brando Badoni from Italy and Jake Menton from the Netherlands. They complete the top 10 with all 12 drivers making it to the checkered flag, with Mick Vandenberg in the 129 from the Netherlands and Poland's Igor Kuzinski rounding out the 12 strong. But again, another dominant display from the Netherlands, Mies Huben here in Italy.